then we're going to have final remarks in the closing at 4:30. We're going to have a traditional dinner. And then we're going to have the traditional Anishinaabe games tonight, sponsored by the baseball committee. It's called Bingo at the Rec Center. If the chiefs would like to come back in the circle, you're most welcome. However, we have Elder Owl to do the Elder's Circle. And the other commercial I wanted to do is for State of the Bay. It's a wonderful book talking about the state of the Georgian Bay, and that's available on the table underneath the refreshments, lunch, supper tent. So, Elder Owl, your time to be the boss. And because you're so famous and you're going to go on television and everything, they like you to kind of stand over here. I don't mean to boss you around, but those people at home want to see you, hear what you have to say. Nothing like that. Just kind words and a request. Elder O.
You wish. Dr. Menendez, quit out the book. You go play some much in Nugabisian. I'm just going to see you get there. I'm not going to be ready. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ray Owl. I'm from Sagamuk. And my clan is the Eagles. What more the bums is up the chin? Way up there. And I'm down here. I'm not up there yet. Probably when I leave this spirit world, I'll end up there. Hopefully. Anyway, thank you for inviting me to here. I don't think I earned any points by that, by just showing up. But she says I'm famous. I got to do some funny stuff before I get going. You know, that's the only way I can get going. I don't juggle
told you that earlier.
balls or... Anyway, the subject I'm going to talk about is very serious. I'm going back 4 years, but actually it goes back 70 years. It happened when I was 5 years old. I'll go back to the story where why I'm really interested in our environment. Why? It started about 70 years ago. I went down to the river. My dad was trapping muskrats on the Spanish River. Went down there. I stopped. The river is white. I was river. Which one did it? I was river. What happened? The fish that got killed last night. You look from bank to bank. That's about maybe 1,000 feet across the river there where we live. And right across the river, on this side, was just white, just like that sheet right there. That's what you thought it was, ice, overnight. I looked up to 1 mile up the river, same thing. Looked down the river, another mile down there. It's all white. I didn't say nothing. I asked my dad, what are you going to do? He didn't say nothing. But he was mad. Scott said. He's mad because he knew what happened. He didn't know how to express it. But he was so serious. See, you got much dead fish. So he said, we're not going to look at the traps that day. We're just going to leave it for another day. We didn't go in the river because if we went in the river into the rowboat, we'd have to go right on top of those dead fish, and he didn't want to do that. So that time went by. But in the meantime, same day, I guess, my sister was down in Spanish. She's going to residential school there. She went down there. She looked outside where they're playing in the schoolyard. She looked out in the river in the bay. Same thing. Everything's white, as far as she can see. Dead fish. She said nothing of it, but she remembered. We were talking about that not very long ago. I remember that day, she says. Same thing with me, just like it happened yesterday. It still bothers me to this day. And it came up a couple of years ago. And we were talking about the fish spill. And the farmer across the river from us, there where we live, he took this company to court. It was a KVP company in 1948. They took him to court the following year, in 1949. I guess they took him to court, took the company to court, and tried to sue the company because they lost the revenue. For the tourist operations, they had little farmers. And I guess out of the court system, they got $100 each, 5 of them. All that fighting they had to do cost more money for lawyers. But anyway, and out of that, all that paperwork, he sent me all the paperwork. He said, I'll give you all the paperwork, all of what happened in the trial. Please send me that. And out of that paper, all that correspondence that we got, the wife had to get some other stuff that came with that. But back in the day, prior to that, 1948, the lumber company, the Minister of Lands and Forests of the day, Mr. Ferguson, that was his name. He was in the Conservative Party. They were originally first Orange Party, almost like the Ku Klux Klan. They had a lot of power down south. But they were just like you have today with conservatives. They were a majority. That guy can do anything what he wanted. And that's where you got to be Minister of Lands and Forests. You know what he did? He gave the forestry companies 1,500 square miles of timber. 4 years later, he made his way up to be premier. He gave additional 3,000 once he got to be premier. That's 4,500 square miles of timber he gave. He's not satisfied yet. He gave additional 5,000 when he was in term. That's 9,500 square miles of our territory he gave. He gave to the forestry companies. You know, I just seen this couple of years ago at the most. You know, I seen red. I just seen red. Why would one man give that much authority, or get that much authority from the province to give the forestry company all the timber rights? That's a lot of timber. I think you look at the Robinson Huron, that takes the whole territory without asking First Nation. There's no mention of First Nation at all, any place. So that kind of upset me, you know. I could have took a different avenue instead of trying to deal with them in our, to stop this aerial spraying. That's what I was after. Because we went, I'm an outdoor person. I love outdoors. I spend every weekend, I jump in my truck and go up north. I go from West Branch all the way up to Sioux sometimes, on a weekend, just traveling, looking at the territory. If I see a moose on the way back, I'll shoot him. Yeah, it was that simple. It still is that way, hopefully. I haven't been up there for 20 years. Because my interest for hunting is gone now. I don't have to. The kids are all gone. I used to have to get 3 moose every year to support the family. 3 moose every year in the freezer. Because they wouldn't eat nothing else. I bought a cow, they wouldn't eat it. Yeah, you got sick, threw up, had diarrhea and everything. So I ended up just giving it away. Same thing with the deer. Did the same thing with the deer. One day I shot 3 deer. And 3 deer, took it home, butchered it all up and everything. Same thing, the kids wouldn't eat it. Got sick. Oh, shoot, I said. So I called up my brother, said, come and get, you want some deer meat? Come on and get it. So he had 3 deer, I gave it away. That just left me, I had to get in the truck and go up north. Go get a moose. That's all they were satisfied with. But I'm the one that got them trained on that. But that's what they love, moose meat. Anyway, so when I was up there, about 20 years ago, last time I was up North Chaparral Highway, I went to Clear-Cut. I drove around all day, driving. Didn't see a damn track of moose. And the year before, it didn't take me long. I just drove in there and in half an hour I was out. Moose in the back of the truck, going home. But that day I drove all bloody day. Coming out, me and my son, coming out, I just happened to look on the side where you come in the road from the highway. There's a sign there. 3 of them. Aerial spray. It had a poison head on it, you know, the skeleton. So what's that say? Aerial spray. You didn't see one Indian mad? I was mad. Because all that day I traveled, I didn't see a damn thing. There was no animal there. No animal, nothing. No partridge, no rabbits, nothing. No deer, no moose tracks. And the year before, there was all kinds of moose there. So on the way back, I stopped in Mississauga. I stopped at Old Willie's. So I visit Willie Pine. I said, Willie, I've just come up from the bush. They're very disappointing up there. He said, why? I said, I drove all day. And when I come out, I said, just seen those aerial signs there. It's been sprayed. Oh, that's been happening for a while, he said. But it didn't happen last year. Well, I said, this year they had to spray, I guess, and you got caught in it. I said, is there anything ever been done? He was a chief one time, eh? So I asked him, you guys ever try that to stop it when you guys were chiefs? Oh yeah, we tried it, he said, right then and there. He said, it's like talk to nothing, he said. We never got an answer. Never got an answer from them that they would stop the spraying. Eh? So I said, well, if that's the case, has anybody else tried it? He said, no. In the meantime, I went home, I said, well, think about it. I got to sit down. I got a deep problem. That's not from kicking ass either. Anyway, and after coming back, a guy in Massey, a friend of mine, I used to hunt with him, I take him hunting. And he says, Ray, you think you can help us? I said, who? What do you mean, who? Us. Is it the township? What's wrong? He said, we're trying to stop that aerial spraying that's being done north of Massey. Well, you got a township, you got taxpayers, but you can get together, write letters, says, they won't listen to us. He said, if we can combine forces, maybe the government will listen to us. Well, I thought about it for a while. I asked Willie, what do you think? Well, let's give it a try. At least, he said, I'll go and ask the people along the North Shore, Iron Bridge and Van River, they would support us on that cause. And they got together, so we told them, that we ended up getting 5 townships supporting with TEK elders at the time. We didn't name them TEK, but that's just stop the rail spray. So the 5 townships and the First Nations were the elders. They were, you know, we tried it. We had road blockades and everything. The government did come there. They make their propaganda. They come here with their flip charts and then tell us about their scientific evidence, how good it is and everything what it does. But that's it. They never listened to us they listened to combined forces of to stop it. Nothing. So we did that for about a couple of years. So Willie, I said, this is not going to work. If 5 townships on the North Shore, if M&R doesn't want to listen to them combining with First Nation, there's something wrong. I found only one avenue. I said, I did a little bit of research. I said, they've never asked First Nation if they can use this chemical in their territory. Never asked. The government of Canada, Health Canada, never asked First Nation when they were testing this chemical if they can, you know, get First Nation involved so they can protest it or do something. There was never involvement, nothing. And I said, well, we got to do something. So what happened after that? I told the township people, I said, I told them, I said, this is not your fight anymore. This is First Nation issue. This is a treaty issue. And you guys are not in the treaty. You are in our territory, but I said, your people, grandfather, somebody didn't sign the treaty. We have a treaty. That's the angle we're going to try and stop it. Bless your heart, little girl. She's taken all the, she must be learned that from her older woman. I got that finger pointed at me again. Anyway, so that's the way it's been since. We had demonstrations on the highway and everything like that. We had the Union of Ontarians supporting us. And still nothing. Wouldn't listen. M&R just, you know, you ever talk that chair right there, talk to that for half an hour. Will it answer you? Would even nod its head. Nothing. That's how the government is. Okay, so we went, got tired of that. Went to Ottawa. We went to Queen's Park.
Shawanaga.
You know, we went there.
Way out there somewhere, okay?
You know, I laughed at one time. Well, not laughed. It was not a laughing matter. We're the one we're in Ottawa. Had some of the elders come in. You know, one thing we did there, we gave the Minister of Public Health, Minister whatever, federal minister. We gave her, we took a woman there, an elder from our community, she's 87 years old at the time. And she's a basket maker. So we bought the basket from her so we can give it to, as a present because we're coming in their territory. And he goes through the protocol of talking to the First Nation that's in that territory, so we did all that too. So, you know, we're doing things, doing properly, what we're supposed to be doing. You know, we had one guy from the ministry come down, and he took that present to the health minister. To this day, we never got a thank you no acknowledgement of that gift. I said, I just shrugged my shoulders. What do you expect from a government? They're not people. They're not government. They just follow policy. Why should they acknowledge a First Nation that gives them a gift for being there? But still the thought of us trying to be honorable. That's no good. So that still hangs over their head today. They're going to answer that someday, because I'm going to go back there. No, not hopefully. We are going to go there because we have somebody else that's doing some work for us on our behalf. Amnesty International. We got them involved. That's where we are today. We got them involved. They're the ones writing letters to the government on our behalf, letting them know that we're still there. We still want those answers. We still want that aerial spraying to stop. Because our environment is suffering. The whole environment, everything that grows is suffering. As we speak here, that is suffering. You know, it might go away for the winter, but in the summertime, it's still going to be there. Some of that stuff will be there because a lot of it is going to be dead and gone. The most important thing is the bees. I feel very sorry for the bees because they get their food from the environment. Wherever they get their food, that's where they get it. And they're not there no more. They're slowly dying. And when bees are gone, what's going to happen to anything that we harvest? Your plums, the wild plums, apples, blueberries, the most important thing. They're not going to be there no more. You see a lot of blossoms in the springtime. Oh my God. I had another a couple of years ago. He said, Ray, holy shoot, he said, we should see go up the road. Every place we went, all that cut over and all that place where they cut over, he said, there's blueberry plants. He said, just blossom, just white. We went up there July. The bears were starting to come down because they had nothing to eat. Those blossoms he's seen, they never come to harvest. They were there because there was nothing to pollinate those flowers. That's how this chemical works. It kills. They had an intention of taking off. They wanted those poppers. It grows fast. Birch, soft maple. They wanted those dead. So they sprayed. When they first started, they had guys in pack cans. Put that pack can and pumping away on the ground where the tree is to kill it. Then after that, they use chainsaws, axes, to get rid of that popper. They hired First Nations because First Nations are looking for a job. First Nations are cutting their own throat. They didn't know it at the time. Because when you cut that seedling that's there, what you doing? What does moose eat in the springtime? What does moose eat in the springtime? It's those seedlings, those young birch and popper leaves they're big, eh? You notice a birch tree, a popper, when it's young, the leaf is big. You know, almost the size of your hand. That's how big the leaves are. Because the reason why they're big, it catches all the sunshine, all the moisture that you can, so it can grow fast. That's why popper goes up so fast. Very fast growing tree. But it has its purpose. And I'm losing my train of thought here. Somebody have to come and give me a whack. Wayne likes that. Okay? I should give you a whack, he says. Yeah. And so, anyway, that's what kills. It kills those trees. And what happens? It's a whole circle. kill one. If it can kill anything that's alive, it's going to kill everything. And that, when the animals are gone, we're so proud. Oh, my territory. I can go and hunt anytime I want. Pretty soon you're not going to be there. You're going to drive around. It's getting to be that stage there now. If you go up north, you're going to see black where it's been cut over. And the way they cut over today, everything goes. Everything. It's just a big field over there. A couple of years later, 3, 4 years later, you got jack pines coming up real small, but poplars coming up real fast. And that's what the M&R doesn't like, because it's saying it's destroying, it's competing vegetation for the jack pine. Jack pine and spruce, this is the #1 dollar maker. You know, that's where you get the most of everything. You get lumber out of that. You get the best buck for it. So they're protecting that. But in the same time, they're doing this favor, a war against Anishinaabe. Why? Very simple reason. They're destroying the food that the moose eat. And by destroying that food, Anishinaabe can't go in there and hunt no more. So that's why it's all plantation. They slowly took that over, with you playing along with it. You worked with it. You went along. Their plan. Everything what the Shawanaga does is a plan. It's got money in it all the time. So when you got no more land, you go drive up these plantations, what are you going to see? You're going to get a little sign that says, private property. Keep off. Where's the Anishinaabe that says, I got the rights? Try and assert those rights. It's too late. It's too late. But there's no animals in there. No wildlife in there. Gone. So if you're going to do something, do it now. That's what we've been trying. But it's a hard fight. We've been at it for 4 years. You know, I've got a lot of patience, but I don't know how long my patience is going to run out. They want us to do something rational. You know, so we could be noticed by the world, by newspapers and everything. We don't do that. We don't do that at all. It's peaceful because whatever's out there, we're fighting for what's ours. I believe that territory is mine. Nobody else's. No Shawanaga, Anishinaabe, Mamwe, all together, we own that. When you own something, fight for it. Don't let somebody take over slowly. Don't take money from them so he can control you. If it's yours, fight for it. And that's what elders are doing. TK elders. You know what TK means? Anishinaabe Kendaswin. That's what it is. Traditional, ecological knowledge. That's what Anishinaabe has. They've been acknowledging. Anishinaabe grew up with that. I grew up with it, my father grew up with that, my grandfather grew up with that. It was always instilled in them. You can't take that away. There's no way you're going to take that away. When you're gone, it's still going to be there. Because whatever knowledge I have instilled in me, it's my spirit. It's going to go on to my grandchildren. They already got it. Because my DNA, whatever's in my spirit, it's already been adapted to them. They picked it up already. The spirit already picked it up. You ever go in the bush? I have. Where, I've never been there before. Now all of a sudden I see this area where I'm going to be going. I know it. I've seen it. I see what's there. I told that to my cousin one time we were coming on the river. He said, I know what's around the next bend. How do you know? We've never been here before. I know, but I see it. He laughed at me. I told him what it was. You know what it is, Pete? I told him. That's our grandfather showed me, because he's so happy that I am there where he was. And he was inside of me. He's seen himself, he poked himself in my mind, saying that I was here before and you're going to see what I see. You know, I'm going to get you going. That's what he's saying. Just that brief moment, I knew. We're all like that, Anishinaabe. There are times you think, you know, somebody's going to, months so. Anishinaabe months so. That's what it means. You got that premonition that something's going to happen or you know something. Because it's your spirit, your grandfather, grandmother, somebody down the line, and let you know that they're going to speak to you somehow. You want to say, Anishinaabe. Anishinaabe mok. Don't it to see it all. If you talk Indian, you'll never lose that. It'll always be inside of you, because that's who you are. That spirit. That spirit, when you talk Indian, that's Anishinaabe. And the spirit's going to stay with you. You're never going to be alone. You're not going to be afraid of nothing. But we toss it. We fit in, see. You're not going to think about if somebody comes and threatens you. Big deal. But you're Anishinaabe. You got a hell of a lot more going for you than Trudeau has. Trudeau's only gone in there by popularity contest. With Anishinaabe, you're born that way. Anyway, I don't know what else I can say. You know? But there was only, you know how we got here? With our own free will. We had a little bit of help from Short Tribal Council. Sometimes they pay for our mileage, but we got no money, Anishinaabe, because we're fighting for what we believe. But today, I'm asking you, because 21 First Nation signed the resolution giving us direction and the opportunity to bring this fight over to stop the aerial spraying. We're asking you for money so we can take our elders. We like to have 4 elders from each community, 21 First Nation. That's roughly 85 Anishinaabe elders. If we have a meeting, a lot of them can't come. They come on their own, you know. Plus money to travel on the car. Even if there's 4 of them. We had a meeting up in Garden River sometimes. We just had one a couple of weeks ago. There were only a few handful coming up. Because it was close to the community. But there was some up Tamagami, down Perrystown, Island. Hardly in because we don't have the money to give them pay their mileage. So if the 21 First Nation would throw in some money in a pot, our pot, and say that we can at least give them some money when they come to our meetings. We're not organized. This is thing we call Peter's rule. We don't have a work plan. No, we're not government. Nishna Bendawan. Gishwinen Mong which we get it down. You go green mud. It's not regular, but when we do, we like to have all the elders in each community. If we can get 4 elders from each community, that's something. And that way 21 First Nation will have a voice in that meeting. We'll have some representative saying that I was there, this is what we talked about, this is my contribution to that. When the chief asked me what happened to that meeting, some elder. At least then that way that the chief will have an answer. We'll get an answer from what he asked, inquires about. Because the elder from his community was in that meeting. That's what we're looking at. It's not a big thing, you know. Just if we can do that, we talk about, everybody's talking about if we can unite someday. You united 2 years ago by signing that resolution, supporting the elders to fight them, to fight with them, help them, give them the power to fight on our behalf. So we're asking you for some contribution. That's all. Simple. But in that way, our fight will continue. I know there's more coming up. It's not going to be, we're not worried about the province. And we're not worried about the province anymore. Where our fight is with the government. They're the guys that hold that trust, that holds the crown, the treaty, on behalf of England. They're the ones they're the trustee. And if we can't trust the trustee, who the hell are you going to trust? We have to go over across the pond. That can be done too. I know it was done years ago. They had such a thing as white paper, I believe, where they had to go there. We don't want to do that. Just a small little issue about aerial spraying. Stop it. And I'll tell you another thing. Just because you're going to stop it, it does not end there. It's not going to end there. Because I know, Shawanaga, they're going to say, Mr. Owl, what do you recommend? What do you recommend to rectify the mistake we made? I'm sorry, my friend, you should never have said that. You should have never said that. We do have a plan. It's going to cost you money. Both of you are going to pay. The federal and provincial. Provincial took the resource money. And you took money from the people that work in that territory. So you're both going to pay. You're going to pay us to bring back our territory. You destroyed it. Not completely destroyed yet, maybe, but still it's destroyed it. We've got to bring that back up. We're going to do it ourselves. Nishnawbe is going to be doing that. Nishnawbe right now is smart enough. They don't need that education where you got to go to universities to do scientific lab work and shit like that. You know, we got knowledge that we live with every day. We're going to enhance that in our territory. But you're going to pay, because we're going to do a study that the whole territory, the whole Robinson Huron territory, you're going to pay for to bring it back and restore it. That's our goal. That's the other's goal. You destroyed it, you're going to bring it back. So that's our fight. Any questions? Anybody wants to fight? Now's a good day. Moscow, Kienjish, put it in Moscow. So that's just about all I can say right now. You know, but we're still going to continue. Whatever happens, our fight. We didn't give a resolution back to the chief saying we give up. This old guy is not going to give up. Never. I got nothing else to fight for. I can fight for my grandchildren, great-grandchildren. That's what I'm fighting for. You know, that does make you laugh something. When we're in Ottawa, my granddaughter, 13 years old at the time, she was older, she's listening to all these elders speaking. And she says, she asked my wife, Nana, can I go up and speak too? Oh, she said, sure. So she went up in the microphone. She gave them a blast because she was up at Ritchie Falls picking blueberries. And then she seen that sign there too. She knew that the blueberries she picked would have poison in them. And she's listening. She, you know, all the time what we're doing. You know what? She says, the government does not give two shits about us. We call her two shits to this day. But she was caught up, you know, in the movement, and she experienced all this stuff in the bush. She had to say something, which was good for her. I hope she's a better fighter than I am. Me wish.
Miigwech, Elder Owl. So chiefs and assembly, guests, citizens, elders, that is our day for today, so that we have been able to gather since 5:30 this morning for a sunrise ceremony and pipe ceremony and prayers, and we even seen our own Anishinaabe drone. If you want to know what that is, you have to come and join us tomorrow morning at 5:30 at the sunrise ceremony down at the landing that Hector and Jim will be conducting. That we have had the opportunity to have Sarah Mainville do her presentation. We're lucky to be able to have that on the webcast, and we can take some comfort in knowing that you can have that available for your toolkit. That during the Chief Circle we had a number of things brought forward in terms of how we do our work, how that it's important that we work together, how it's important that we support each other, how it's important that we continue to do things for the ones that are coming behind, that we would understand better things that we're doing if we understood the language, that we have to do that and do greater work in terms of language and the preservation of our language and the utilization of language in our ceremonies, in our meetings, etc., and in our schools. That we were also reminded about the traditions and ceremonies that are required, the protocols that we need to reestablish, that we need to be able to have that recognition and respect for each other and utilize those protocols. That we're also reminded that in this year 2018 that there are still issues of racism that we need to collectively stand up against and be supportive. That we're reminded by the young people that they need safe spaces. Safe spaces for them to practice their culture, their language, their traditions. They deserve that. They're asking for that, and very clearly that in all levels it is our responsibility to speak up and defend them so they can exist as they want to as Anishinaabe. So we were reminded about that today in our presentations. We're reminded about Elder Owl and our work in the environment, and that we need to do something that's been going on for a long time. So we're going to do something right now. That we're going to ask that there will be a couple of people that will participate and be responsible for taking this blanket around, so that donations and money can go to those elders group now, and that we as members of this Robinson Huron Treaty group will do something about helping them fund their work in the future. So I need those 2 volunteers to come and bring this blanket around for donations for the elders group in the environment. So I can volunteer Ross because I know he's handing right there, and I can see my Kyla down over there, so they're going to bring the blanket around. I'm going to ask the drummers to do the song while the blanket's going around for donations for the elders group. So that we can do something right today about the request that's before us. So while we're walking around with the blanket and the drummers are drumming, I think they're bringing the blanket around. So Kyla, So thank you for your donations, thank you for that drum song, thank you to the young ladies for doing the collection. Now I understand, Ross, you're going to do the closing song. Little Creek is going to do the closing songs.
Just wanted to add, so everybody remembers, there's a bingo being put on by Shawanaga First Nation. There's a supper at 5 o'clock, bingo's after, and the prize lot is $9,999.99. Yeah, is that right? Okay, alright, just wanted to make sure I got that right. So, just a little incentive after you're done getting your bellies full with this delicious food we've had all weekend. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. But anyways, you watch everybody, and back to Antigera.
Okay, so we'll have the closing songs. Our Eagle staffs will be put in for this evening, and we will see all of you at the sunrise ceremony at 5:30 at the landing. If you don't know where that is, come and ask me. I'll give you the directions. 6:30, okay. Way to go, heck. And dinner is just right over here. Don't go far, it's right under the tent there. Aha. You'll have to go and talk to Chief Wawa Johan about that.
Rod and Dean, report your drum.
You're on her right now?
Bro Bear. Bro Bear, come to the stage.